today, and both likely to do well, the aspiring sons of two great Formula One world champions. 7th on the grid after a superb 5th place in the Formula Ford Festival, 24-year-old Damon Hill, racing where his father, double world champion Graham Hill, began a career in which he became the only man ever to win the World Championship, Le Mans and Indianapolis. And 3rd on the grid, 23-year-old Gary Brabham, son of 3 times world champion Sir Jack Brabham, himself due to race today in the final round of this year's Sports Car World Championship in Australia. And in pole position, it's the man who's already won 2 of the previous 4 rounds, from Northern Ireland, Martin Donnelly in the Reynard. And away they go. It's a very good, clean start, with Donnelly being crowded by Julian Bailey as the winner from last year, as they go into the first right-hander and paddock. And it's Julian Bailey in the lead in the BP Reynard, with double winner Martin Donnelly in 2nd position. Round the right-hander at Druids Hill, into Graham Hill then, and already Julian Bailey seems to be pulling away with Donnelly 2nd, Anthony Reid in 3rd position, and Reid and Donnelly are leading the championship with respectively 21 and 25 points, and Anthony Reid in the Manadint Argo chasing then the Reynard of Donnelly, who is chasing the Reynard of number 17 Julian Bailey. They complete 1 lap and into the 2nd. The course, as you can see, is dry after a very wet practice period. They've reset the cars for slick tyres with no treads, and off goes, it looked like Damon Hill to me, going very wide there at paddock. Round Druids Hill bend again, that's a 2nd gear at about 50 miles an hour corner. Julian Bailey is definitely consolidating his lead from Donnelly 2nd, Reid 3rd, Dave Coyne is in 4th position. In 5th position, it's Brabham, and there is Gary Brabham, number 1, son of double world champion Sir Jack Brabham, and Brabham is in 3rd place in the championship. So the top 3 men are in the first 5 places, completing lap 2, 18 to go. Over the line goes Bailey, then Donnelly, then Reid, then Coyne. In 5th position, it's still Gary Brabham, and in 6th place, it's the Canadian driver Bertram Farby.
Yes, Mario, tremendous start there, a good getaway by Bailey. Bailey, of course, is quite a long way behind in the points. All he can do is go out and win this race. He has to hope that disaster falls Donnelly and Reid following him in order to get the championship. Bailey there, he missed the first round of the championship, so he's quite a way behind. The championship between their 2nd place and 3rd Reid.
This Grandstand Trophy Formula Ford 2000 series has immediately become a very prestigious one. Very useful for sponsorship in the coming season. This is the last major race of the year here at Brands. Lap 3 being completed, and Donnelly is catching Bailey, and Reid is right behind Donnelly as they go into the very fast right-hander of paddock. That's about 90 miles an hour. In 3rd gear at Halewood Hill, and Reid, number 38 in the Argo, right up with Donnelly's car. That's the orange-topped one. And Anthony Reid, I think, is the man to watch. He's already won 2 of the rounds here. He was 5th in the first round, he won the 2nd round, he was 6th in the 3rd round, and he won the 4th round to give him 21 points. And if he can win this race, no matter what happens to Martin Donnelly in front of him, he will win the championship, he being Anthony Reid, because there are double points for this race. 18 points for a win, and 12 points for 2nd place, 8 points for 3rd position. Into paddock now on lap 5 out of 20, quarter distance, and Reid is catching.
Yes, certainly Reid now challenging very hard. Looking at the outside at Druids, it's not really on, but he's harassing Donnelly. Interestingly enough, if Reid gets by and finishes 2nd with Bailey in the lead and Donnelly 3rd, Donnelly and Reid will be equal on points. So how we decide the winner then, I'm not sure, Murray.
I guess it'll be decided on places. They will both have done well in terms of wins, but there's a long way to go before we have to worry about that. They're on lap 5 now, coming out of the long right-hander at Clark Curve into the top Brabham Straight, named after Sir Jack Brabham, whose son's here today, as you well know, and is in 5th position at the moment. Gary Brabham, number 1 in 5th place. There he is. And there is the leader in the BP Reynard. So it's Reynard's first and second. Then the Argo of Anthony Reid with the Nelson engine, and Dave Coyne in the yellow and blue Van Diemen is starting to catch the third place man, Anthony Reid. There is Dave Coyne, that we expected to win the Formula Ford Festival but did not do so, but who has nevertheless won this year the RAC Formula Ford 1600cc Championship and won the Townsend Torreson Championship as well. There's Donnelly, second, Reid, third. Ahead of them, the leader, Julian Bailey, who has not had the best of series. Dave Coyne going very wide indeed. And Julian Bailey has not had the best of luck in the series this year for a variety of reasons, and he's very anxious, obviously, to demonstrate that in his view he is still the fastest Formula Ford 2000 driver. He didn't finish in the first round. He was second in the second round, fifth in the fourth round, and here we are at the last round. Is he going to win it? The leader, Julian Bailey, is about, what, 10 car lengths ahead as he goes up Hailwood Hill, but a good scrap for second too.
Donnelly's content to finish in second place. He doesn't mind if Bailey goes ahead, and there's Reid's problem. Donnelly being defensive, he's happy to finish second to take the championship, therefore he's being very defensive to Reid, but Reid's now got the problem of Donnelly holding him up, and he's now got Dave Coyne attacking him from behind. So Reid's now got a problem. He wants to overtake Donnelly, but he's got Coyne snapping at his heels.
Yes, Anthony Reid in the white Argo, number 38, the man from Rothwell in Scotland, who worked at the Sullom Voe terminal in the Shetlands to make money, driving a taxi and living in a tent. There he is, has now not only got to keep Dave Coyne behind him, but has got to try and catch Martin Donnelly in order to win the championship. Julian Bailey, even with double points, has not got a hope of winning the championship, provided Donnelly and Reid stay where they are. Coming out of the right-hander at the top of the circuit at Druids. Bailey, and now they're getting in amongst the slower men, and 62, Will Pringle, out of the race. His car looks okay, so does Will, but his Grandstand Trophy series is finished, and here is the battle now for second place. There's Reid, and this is where the slower men could hold up the quick men and possibly change the course of the race. Bailey crosses the line, still in the lead, but he's got ahead of those two slow men, and Donnelly's going through, trying to go through on the inside, with Reid right behind him, with Coyne right up behind Reid. And the second, third and fourth go into the right-hander at Druids Hill together, and Coyne is going to go through and take, is he Anthony Reid? No, he's not. Anthony Reid's got the right line on the inside, though.
Yes, Murray, mistake by Reid there. He flicked the outside under braking for Druids and really left the door open for Coyne. He's going to have to really watch for that, otherwise he's going to lose that crucial third place.
And look at this. In the orange car, Martin Donnelly second, number 38 Reid is third, number 4 Dave Coyne is fourth. And respectively in Reynard, Argo and Van Diemen cars, and still ahead of all of them with 10 out of 20 laps completed, last year's Grandstand Trophy winner, and that is Julian Bailey. Well, he's not going to win the Grandstand Trophy this year, provided, as I said, Donnelly and Reid. Hey, look at the Reid's lost the top of his nose cone. The Argo clipped the rear wheel of Martin Donnelly's orange Reynard, and you can see there, but that should not actually affect the performance, too.
No, Murray, that was a very desperate manoeuvre there. He dived inside, very desperate. He's very fortunate. On the Argo there, the nose cone isn't attached to those all-important front wings, which provide the downforce, and then, although there's very slight damage we can see on that one wing, they haven't changed the angle of the wing, so he should still have the downforce he so badly needs.
11 laps completed now, and Julian Bailey is in a very strong position in the silver BP Reynard, because whilst Donnelly, Reid there, number 38 in the white Argo, and Dave Coyne in the Van Diemen number 4 are battling with each other for second, third and fourth places, they are getting in the way of each other, whereas Julian Bailey, except for lapping tail-enders, has got a clear course in front of him, can take the right racing line without worrying about people behind him, and can therefore control the race from the front. And now, as Bailey, number 17 in the silver BP Reynard car, and there it is behind number 12 here, crosses the line to complete his 12th lap, The gap between him and Martin Donnelly in second place in the orange Reynard is 1.2 seconds. We can still get a change, because Julian's got to be very careful lapping the tail enders. If anybody doesn't use their mirrors properly and doesn't move over to let Julian Bailey there, number 17, through, he will be delayed, and if he is delayed, Donnelly will be right up with him. Reed will be right up with him. And there's Donnelly lapping a tail ender, and Dave Coyne is right behind Reed, still in third place. But at the present moment, in the orange car, the man who is looking as though he's going to win the championship is Martin Donnelly, number 2, 20 years old, from Belfast, although he lives in Norfolk at the present moment. He won the first round, he won the third round, he was third in the second round, he was fourth in the fourth round. This is the fifth and last round, and Martin Donnelly has 25 points. And Julian Bailey looks as though he is going to at least win the last race of the series in a smooth and effortless style.
Yes, Julian looking very good out the front there, Murray. Martin Donnelly, in fact, making the most of the traffic. He's certainly closed a little bit while they've been going through those back markers. And Anthony Reed has had a bad luck with the traffic, although maybe, we don't really know, his downforce isn't the same. He has got some damage to the handling. But certainly Donnelly, I think, looking to take the championship with a win. Closing all the time now on Julian Bailey.
Well, is Donnelly going to win the championship by winning the race? He's pulled well away now from Reed, who looks as though he is suffering a bit. And Martin Donnelly, who is 20 years old, driving for the Russian Green Racing Team, as is Gary Brabham. So Russian Green Racing are doing extremely well in this event, the final round of the Grandstand Trophy, in excellent weather conditions, coarse, dry, it's not too cold, we're not getting icing carburetors, which happened at one of the previous round at Thruxton. And now we're coming through to complete lap 15, which is the three-quarter distance lap, and Martin Donnelly, with 2 wins under his belt already in the orange Reynard, is catching the silver Reynard of number 17, 23-year-old Julian Bailey from Rochester, a man who's a professional racing driver and who, like so many of them, started in karts, went on to Formula Ford 1600, won the Formula Ford Festival in 1982, as he won also the Townsend Torreson Formula Ford 1600 Championship. And now Julian Bailey, having won the Formula Ford 2000 BBC TV Grandstand Trophy last year overall, is trying hard to win the last race of this year's series, with now 4 laps to go, including the one that they have just started. Is Martin Donnelly going to catch him?
Well, Murray's certainly edging in. He's lost a little bit of time there at Paddock Bend with that back marker. But of course, he doesn't have to pass, you know, to overtake to win the championship. So if he's sensible, he'll probably do a Nicky Lauda maybe and take advantage if he can and nip through to win. But he's not going to take any desperate action to get past Julian Bailey, who's running so well out front. Bailey there held up, though. Donnelly now closer than ever before.
Lap 17 into McLaren and Clearways. Second gear, Clearways at about 65 miles an hour. Up into third, and I'm just trying to check who that is there. And number 27 off there is Bertram Farby, the Canadian driver. There's somebody else with a nose cone missing. There's certainly been a lot of physical contact in this race. The leaders are now on lap 18. Donnelly, the second of these 2 cars, challenges Julian Bailey as they go into the slowest and tightest corner on this superb Brands Hatch Indy circuit, 1.2 miles long, out of Druid, down the hill, into Graham Hill Bend. They're doing about 105 miles an hour as they go into Surtees, now back into second gear for McLaren, a 65-mile-an-hour corner. And again, Martin Donnelly shows Julian Bailey, the imperturbable Julian Bailey, his orange Reynard in the mirrors of Bailey's car. Coming through to complete lap 18, and now Donnelly is challenging. He can't take Bailey on the outside at Clearways, that's for sure. But will he have the inside as he came out of Paddock, not Clearways? He's all over Bailey. But Bailey, of course, has got a lot of racing experience. He knows that if he can hold the racing line at the speed that he's going now, he's going to be virtually impossible to pass, or am I wrong?
or a duck out there. Yes, Bailey certainly made a bit of a slip through Grand Hill Bend there, Murray. He was slow onto that bottom straight. Martin Donnelly came inside, and that was a very much I think if Donnelly wasn't worried about winning the championship, we may have seen him go through at that corner. He chose the safe way, he dropped out, and he's actually lost some ground because of it.
Is he going to be cool, calm and collected? He being Donnelly, they are into the last lap. Donnelly will win the championship if he stays where he is now in second place. But is he going to go hot-bloodedly for a win and risk going off? I rather doubt it. In which case, Julian Bailey, number 17, is going to finish the series in superb style by winning the first round for him of the Grandstand Trophy that he will have been victorious in this year. Donnelly second. Bailey leads. They're within sight of the flag now, and Donnelly is playing it cool. The checkered flag is taken by Julian Bailey, who wins the race, and by Martin Donnelly, who by finishing second is the BBC TV Grandstand Trophy Formula 4 2000 champion of 1984. And in third place in the race and second place in the championship, it's Anthony Reid in the Argo. And here are the men who gave us such a fine race. On your left, the last year's trophy winner, and the winner here today, Julian Bailey. In the middle, Anthony Reid, who just failed to win the championship, and this year's Grandstand Trophy champion, Martin Donnelly. Martin, to you, this highly prestigious and very much desired Grandstand Trophy, with our congratulations, and a cheque for £1,000, and well done from everybody who's watched today's race.
Thank you very much. I'd like to thank Grandstand. It was a good series. I won it the hard way, the last race, but very enjoyable.
Thank you very much.